August 19, 1944, East Prussia. At Wehrmacht headquarters near Hitler's Wolfschanze, General Alfred Jodl reviewed intelligence from the Western Front. German calculations showed General George S. Patton's Third Army racing hundreds of miles ahead of its supply line. By German military logic, hardened by painful experience in Russia, no mechanized force could sustain such speed without fuel, ammunition, and spare parts. German officers were confident Patton would halt within days, giving the Wehrmacht time to regroup and stabilize the front. German confidence came from doctrine and arithmetic. An advancing armored division consumed massive quantities of fuel daily, and Patton commanded multiple divisions spread across a long front. Roads were damaged, railways destroyed, and distances from the Normandy beaches were enormous. German generals believed logistics, not combat, would stop the Americans, just as it had crippled German advances in the Soviet Union. What the Germans did not know was that an unprecedented operation was already in motion. Nearly 6,000 trucks, driven by 23,000 soldiers, had begun rolling east in a nonstop convoy carrying over 12,500 tons of supplies every day. This operation, the Red Ball Express, used two one-way highways, ran 24 hours a day with headlights blazing, ignored blackout rules, and favored speed and volume over caution or conservation. The Red Ball Express shattered every assumption of traditional military logistics. Convoys ran at high speed with minimal spacing. Broken trucks were pushed aside. Repair units worked directly on the roadside. Mechanical losses were expected and accepted. German reconnaissance units, watching endless streams of trucks day and night, reported a supply system that seemed reckless, yet it never stopped. German commanders were stunned. Reports described thousands of vehicles passing continuously, supplies delivered faster than they could be destroyed, and fuel dumps larger than Germany's own reserves. The Wehrmacht, still dependent on horse-drawn transport for much of its logistics, simply could not comprehend a system built on redundancy, mass production, and improvisation. As supplies surged forward, Patton's army advanced at speeds German planners thought impossible, often 40 to 60 miles per day. American units halted briefly to refuel and rearm, then surged forward again. German defensive plans, based on slower operational tempos, collapsed repeatedly. The Red Ball Express turned mobility into a constant advantage. A powerful human element defined the operation. Roughly 75% of Red Ball drivers were African American soldiers, serving in a segregated U.S. Army. Denied equal rights at home, they became indispensable to victory in Europe. They drove through exhaustion, accidents, and dangerous conditions. Knowing their work kept the most famous American army moving. The psychological impact on German forces was immense. Soldiers heard trucks all night, every night, an unbroken sound of abundance. While German units rationed ammunition and fuel, Americans fired freely and advanced relentlessly. Captured officers later admitted they knew the war was lost the moment they understood America's logistical capacity. In just 82 days, the Red Ball Express delivered over 400,000 tons of supplies, consumed millions of gallons of fuel, and wore out thousands of trucks, yet never slowed. American industry simply replaced losses faster than Germany could inflict them. What seemed wasteful by European standards proved strategically decisive. The Red Ball Express changed warfare forever. It proved that in modern industrial war, logistics is strategy. German generals who trusted doctrine and efficiency were defeated by volume, speed, and adaptability. As one captured officer admitted, America was not beaten by tanks or tactics, but by trucks. At 35 miles per hour, the Red Ball Express drove the Wehrmacht toward defeat and redefined how wars are won.